Jungkook breaks silence with emotional confession. Is Taehyung's exclusion the real reason behind his sadness? Global Army demands answers from HYBE. The world stopped for a moment. A video clip just a few seconds long was enough to send millions into shock. Jungkook, BTS's golden magne, usually radiant with confidence, was captured leaving a West Hollywood studio with his head down, visibly shaken, lips trembling, and eyes that seemed to hold back tears. Behind him, Taehyung walked silently, hands in pockets, expression blank. No words were exchanged. No smiles. No waves. Just silence. Cold, deafening silence. Then came the bombshell. When asked by a Korean journalist in Los Angeles what had happened, Jungkook simply whispered, "I'm sad, and you probably know why." Those 8 words detonated a firestorm. Within hours, #JungkookSad trended across Twitter, now X. TikTok edits poured in by the thousands, and Instagram was flooded with fan theories, pleas, and demands. What had happened? Why was Jungkook sad? Was this connected to Taehyung? And, perhaps most pressingly, what was HYBE hiding? To answer those questions, we must first revisit a series of troubling developments that have cast shadows over the unity of BTS. Developments that fans have tracked meticulously for months, but that now appear to be converging in one painful reality. Something is wrong. For the past year, the pattern has been disturbing. Despite releasing a critically acclaimed solo album, Taehyung has been conspicuously absent from major promotional campaigns. No heavy marketing, no primetime appearances, no streaming party endorsements from HYBE. Fans noticed. Industry observers noticed. Even Billboard labeled Taehyung a genius lost in corporate silence. Meanwhile, Jungkook's solo rise was aggressively pushed forward, supported by global partnerships, high-profile interviews, and international collaborations. That disparity didn't go unnoticed, when Jungkook, known for his controlled, often guarded public persona, began showing rare moments of vulnerability. Fans began connecting the dots. A sudden, emotional live stream in March where he teared up unexpectedly. Cryptic social media posts hinting at loss and loneliness. A shift in tone, a growing quietness. Something was clearly weighing on him. That's why the footage in Los Angeles hit like a shockwave. In the video, both Jungkook and Taehyung look emotionally distant, disconnected not just from the media, but seemingly from each other. And as speculation brewed that they might be working on a project together, new rumors began to emerge. Eyewitnesses claimed the two had been seen arguing in a Beverly Hills cafe. One anonymous server reportedly overheard Jungkook saying, "Why are they doing this to you? You don't deserve this." That single quote, unverified but widely circulated, sent fans spiraling. Within 24 hours, global fan bases were mobilizing. Protest trucks circled HYBE headquarters in Seoul. Billboard ads appeared in Times Square, flashing Taehyung's face with bold words, "He deserves better." Massive email campaigns and petitions surged online, demanding transparency. Influencers, K-pop analysts, even former entertainment insiders began weighing in, many pointing fingers at HYBE's alleged shift in focus, seemingly favoring solo success over group solidarity. A former HYBE staff member, speaking under condition of anonymity, claimed that Jungkook had indeed been positioned as the face of the company's global expansion. "He's the most marketable. That's the reality," the source said. But that doesn't mean the others should be left behind. Especially not someone like Taehyung, who has always carried the brand's soul. The implications were chilling. If HYBE truly began prioritizing financial value over equal representation, then this wasn't just a marketing strategy. It was a cultural rupture within the most successful music act of the 21st century. And for Jungkook, who has shared a decade of his life with Taehyung as not just colleagues, but brothers, the emotional toll may have become too much to bear. The sudden silence from HYBE only amplified suspicions. Their official social media channels remained completely silent. No clarifications, no denials, no statements. Fans flooded the comment sections of every post. What's going on with Tae? Why is Jungkook crying? Why are you ignoring this? Their silence felt strategic and infuriating. The fandom, known for its fierce loyalty, interpreted this as dismissiveness. For many armies, this was not just about a missed opportunity or an underpromoted album. This was about fairness, brotherhood, integrity, and, above all, protection. We protect all seven. A viral post read, referencing the original BTS lineup, not just the profitable ones. Fueling the storm, Jungkook reappeared days later on a shaky Weverse livestream. Pale, visibly emotional, he barely managed to speak. "You know who we are. You know who he is," he whispered. But now it all feels wrong. The feed ended abruptly. Fans wept. Others raged. But most were unified in their message. HYBE must answer. This may be the biggest public relations crisis the agency has faced since BTS's debut. Analysts have begun warning that mismanaging this situation could permanently fracture the fanbase. "This isn't a typical scandal," said Dr. Min Jae-yoon, a media expert from Korea University. "This is existential. BTS was built on unity. If that's gone, what remains?" Taehyung himself has not spoken directly, adding another layer of mystery. He has been silent on social media, absent from public appearances, and reportedly requested personal time away from the spotlight. This, too, has sparked conflicting interpretations. Is he choosing silence or being silenced? Theories have intensified. Some fans believe HYBE has been actively sidelining him due to internal shifts in branding strategy. Others suggest a more personal reason, that Taehyung himself is choosing to step back after creative disagreements. Yet the lack of transparency only makes room for more speculation, more panic, and amid it all, Jungkook remains the most visible and vulnerable figure. His sadness, his emotional live streams, his uncharacteristically open comments, they all point to a young man struggling with the weight of something he can't publicly explain. If his statement, "You probably know why I'm sad," was a cry for help, then fans have certainly heard it. The question is, who else is listening? A defining moment occurred this week when a fan-led protest in Seoul drew hundreds of supporters. Holding banners reading, "Protect Taehyung," "Support Jungkook," and "Speak Up HYBE," they called for immediate transparency and equality for all BTS members. Organizers claimed this was only the beginning. "We will not stop until we know the truth." What happens next remains uncertain. Will Taehyung finally break his silence? Will Jungkook reveal more in future live streams? Will HYBE continue to withhold comment in hopes the outrage passes? These questions hang heavily in the air, unanswered, festering, dangerous. What is certain is this: BTS was never just a boy band. It was a symbol of unity, of shared dreams, of equality and emotional authenticity. If that symbol is now crumbling under the weight of corporate decisions, then the consequences may be irreversible. Even now, thousands of posts pour in every hour. "We miss your smile, Jungkook." "Taehyung, we love you no matter what." This isn't the BTS we know. And perhaps the most haunting message of all: don't let them break you. The world is watching. Not just fans, not just media, but an entire generation that grew up believing BTS stood for more than money. They stood for each other. And now, the silence is louder than ever. Whether this is the beginning of a new chapter or the unraveling of a legacy, only time will tell. But as of tonight, one thing is tragically clear. Two brothers walked through Los Angeles, each carrying an invisible wound. One tried to speak, the other chose silence. And somewhere between their steps, an entire world stopped breathing, waiting, hoping, fearing for answers. And still, HYBE says nothing.